still stuck at 18 minutes. I'm not even allowed to chat anymore.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are we? Right. I'm just doing my checks. As you may have heard, I have Hayden in here with me. There we go. We are live. And he's a bit bored. He's waiting for his phone to transfer over his information from one phone for another, and he can't move because it's all on the go. And yeah, he's really fed up. So he's having a whinge and a moan. But there you go. Right. So happy July to everybody. That can mean one of many things, but one of the things it does mean is that we have a new product spotlight. Sorry? What did I say?
You said July? Is it July?
It's July, yes. Yesterday was the 1st of July, Hayden. Right. Product spotlight, and I've chosen a new bundle that I feel is very fitting for this time of the year with the weather we've been having. I know a lot of people tend to do Christmas in July. I'm part of a group that has done that, and I've been struggling to create for it. I'm just not feeling Christmas at all, but hey ho, it is what it is. So let's switch cameras and we will have a look at what we're using. So we have the Summer Happiness bundle. Love this. Really simple images, all relating to summer, beach, garden, holiday, that kind of feel to it. But I do like the way the images are quite simple, nice to colour, or just simply stamp and leave. Yeah, really, really nice. And I like this font as well, which that's quite fun in itself. So we have the stamp set and the dies that cut out the stamped images, but also there are some standalone dies, builder dies, so you can build a pair of glasses and some flip-flops and a couple of bits like that. So they're good. Now there is an accompanying coordinating washi tape. We've had, I think this is the third of these washi tape combos that we've done, and I'll be honest, I haven't had the others. I've loved them, but I've never actually got round to purchasing them. So let's just pop some on here so that we can see. I've just got some basic white cardstock, and then I'm just going to add this on here. Like so. There's lots of different ways you can use this. You can use it like the way I'm showing here, or just use it as a washi tape across a panel. In fact, I did that, and I shared a card for my blog Insta Hop last week, and that used it in just a panel. That card is, grab that, this one, and I just did a panel of it and then die cut a couple of pieces out, and that was a fun fold, a side easel card that I made. That's real fun. But you've got these lovely images which the dies do die cut out, so that's good as well. If you don't want to colour images, you can just die cut them out. And you'll find on the washi tape these are in a couple of colours. I've got some here that I haven't used. So we've got glasses in a couple of colours. I know that there is a pink cherry as well as the red. The flip-flops come in a couple of colours, as do the flowers. And you've got these little flowers in a mixture. But real quick, simple embellishments. And I like to keep those in my little wallet ready to use. We may use some of those today. I'm not sure. and I will keep that there as well so I can die cut some more of those out. So yeah, a real fun summer set. So today we have our sketch that we're going to start off with, and Hayden decided that we needed to use Azure Afternoon, and then I had a look in my colour coach and found a colour combo of Calypso Coral Crushed Curry and Azure Afternoon, which I think is quite a happy, sunny colour combo on there as well. So we will go with that. So let's get started on that. I'm just going to keep it quite simple, being as this is our first outing with this on a live. So I'm going to start off with my panel B here, and they're saying that's 7 by 11. So we'll find a colour that we can use for that. And I think, in fact, a card I saw, I'm not gonna go simple. I'm gonna bring in a technique, and it's using a technique that we have used before. But I saw a card by Sarah Sayers at Kiss Creative. She's a current artisan, and she'd used this with the water mask, and I thought, you know what, we could make that like water and then have the bits on it. So that's what I'm going to do. So I want a piece of card that's 7 by 11. I think I'm going to make it a bit bigger so that I can trim it down in case I don't like the edges. So I will just make it a standard first layer, which is 14.4 by 10. And I will cut 2 of those because I've got one then for my inside. That I will keep because I can use it for a sentiment. That's one side. I will bring in my glass mat. Now I do apologise because you are going to get some reflection on this. And then we will do some masking and blending. Right, grab a blue brush, just making sure there's not too much ink on there from another colour. I don't have brushes for every single colour ink, but I do try and keep a blue, a pink, a purple, like that. Right, so I'll just add some ink to our brush and dab off the excess. Now you can do this on the glass mat, or you could do it just on your grid paper or a silicone mat. The good thing about the glass mat is, I'm just moving that so it stops some of the glare. You can dab it off and then pick it up. You're not wasting the ink. Whereas if you do it on grid paper, it sticks to the grid paper, obviously soaks in, and that's the end of. Right, so let's, I've got a bit of blue on me, go in and we'll start off the page as we normally do and then bring it in. Like I say, I have used this mask on a previous live. I think I did it for a scrapbook page. But I've since seen some different techniques and that way of doing it that I like, and I'm going to have a go at today. Because last time I just did a simple like this, adding lots of colour in one place, but with multiple colours. This time I'm going to move it slightly and then go in darker on that, and we'll get some different texture to it. Just keep going over, and it builds up the colour on those areas that have already got ink. All right, we can have a look at what that's like. Hi, Michelle. Yes, I'm good, thank you. Hope you are too. Let's give us a double layer there. And I'm going to go one more. Just add that little bit extra. Start over here. And I'm just doing circular motions. Well, it moved, but that won't hurt. It's all slightly different anyway. Going over that. I don't really want a lot of white left because water wouldn't be white, would it? But there we go. I like that. It's given a good effect. Hayden's here at the side, like this, trying to see. Does that get your approval, Hayden? He's nodding his head, so I think it does. He won't talk. Oh, good. I am glad. Sorry? Beans. What looks like beans?
Yes.
Okay, it looks like beans apparently. Right, I'll just give that a wipe off. I will give it a proper clean later. But just so that I don't get ink everywhere. Alright, I'll put this to one side and we'll pop that away, stop the glare. Right, so I'm going to chop this down now to 7 by 11. It's not a tea towel I use in the house, by the way. It is an old tea towel that I keep just for my crafting. Right, so I'm going to chop the edges off here and here, just so that it gets rid of that very dark edge where we hit it first with the brush. It creates a deep edge, and then we can trim it down to as size 7 by 11. We'll keep those pieces, they'll come in for something, I'm sure. So we have, for want of a better word, our pool. I just drink my tea. Hayden, go away with your beans. Go away. Right, so that's our main piece. And then we're going to want something behind and our card base. So I am kind of thinking of going Calypso Coral. I'm not a massive Calypso Coral fan. But I think that'll be quite nice next to that blue. And what size piece is C? 5 by 8.5. That might be enough. It's 4.5, but I'm going to go with it. Like 8.5. I'll chop that. Nice. I like that under there. And then we can create our images for the front. Can't talk today. Why can't I talk? What's wrong with me? Let's do some stamping. And we want 3 images. Turn that over because it's a bit dirty. And I think we will go for... we definitely need the sun, don't we? Because we've got the crushed curry. So we definitely need a sun for that. And then I'm kind of thinking water. We need some flip-flops. Let's use some flip-flops. There. And then for our final one, sunglasses. Sunglasses will be quite fun, won't they? There we go. Let's use those. Let's grab this block. I've been having a play. Things are on blocks. Right. Let's stamp each of these. So keeping things fairly simple. Just going to go straight in and stamp our sun with crushed curry. And then I'm going to do the sunglasses in Calypso Coral. I might change my mind on this actually. Yes, I am. I'm going to do them black and colour them in Calypso Coral, because otherwise the actual lens shade bit is going to be Calypso Coral because it gives you a solid stamp there. So I think... Hello, Cheryl, you remembered. Thank you. Nice to have you here. We're going summer, summer, summer. And we've got our sketch to follow. And Hayden chose me Azure Afternoon. And we've paired it with Crushed Curry and Calypso Coral. Keeping it very sunny. Right. Let's stamp those. Yes, that's going to be better. And our flip-flops. Oh, what colour flip-flops shall we have? Maybe we have those Calypso Coral as well to match our glasses. Yeah, it's always nice to have matching accessories, isn't it? All right, there we go. Nice. Like that. All right, so let's colour our glasses. Calypso Coral. We have some blends. Interesting colours, grapes. They are interesting colours. It's from the Colour Coach. Like I say, Hayden chose Azure Afternoon because it's a colour I don't use very often. And then we went for a Colour Coach combo. I'm just going to add some dark Calypso Coral that's very dark along here. But yeah, it's perfect for summer, I think. I went to the opticians yesterday. That was a bit of a... I'd booked an appointment for 2:25 to give me plenty of time after the online meeting that I had. And they sent me a text message at like 1:45 reminding me that my appointment was at 2:00. I was like, oh, so I rang them and they were like, yeah, we've got you for 2:00. Oh, great. Okay, I'll come up. Luckily, it's not far. Well, I'd been trying some glasses on virtually. So I'd chosen a few that I quite liked. And when I got there, all of them except one I didn't like. And that one they hadn't got. So I've got to go. They've rang me today. They've got it in. So I need to go back and do that. Right. Just trying to blend this out a bit. That's not blending too well. I think it's because my light Calypso Coral hasn't got a lot of ink left to it. And I've added alcohol to it in the past, so that's watered it down even more. So it may be time to replace it. There we go. That's looking better. Starting to blend a little bit. Right. And then our flip-flops, I am going to just add some light to those, just so they've got some colour behind them. But yeah, I've got to have new glasses. The eyes are getting worse. And they've given me a new test that I have to do every couple of weeks, maybe 2 to 3 weeks, this says, because of the medication I'm on, it can affect my eyes. So I need to make sure that lines aren't going bendy. And keep doing that and let them know. Turning out to be quite expensive. I have to have a yearly checkup for my eyes. It's all money, isn't it? Money I could do without spending, to be honest. Right, let's stick these on here. We have some washi tape just to hold them down. So has anybody got some holidays booked off anywhere nice? Me and Dell are having a long weekend in Pendine, which is South Wales, purely because there's a car event. Whether the car will be fixed, I'm not sure, but we should still go because I've booked. It's a nice apartment with a hot tub on the balcony. So even if I just end up sitting in the hot tub on the balcony, that'll be fine. It'll be relaxing. Right. I just take some of the sticky off the washi tape by sticking it onto my clothing, just so it doesn't rip the paper, because it can be a little bit sticky. And this is just some old washi tape that I had lying around that's discoloured, and but still usable for this. All right, so there we go. I'll carefully take that off there. Got our sunglasses, our sun. Oh, that's moved, but that's okay. And our flip-flops. And let's just carefully remove this off here, and then we can reuse our washi tape. Stick those onto my magnet. I did buy repositionable tape, which you have seen me use, but that's exactly the same. You have to take some of the sticky off that. Sounds lovely. Thank you. Sounds great. What car is it? Well, might be going in my car. It depends. We're hoping to have the A fixed by then, because it's not till September. So yeah, we hope it'll be fixed. Right, so we can have our sun and our glasses somehow, and our flip-flops. Something like that maybe, and then we can have our sentiment. Right, background. I think, I'm wondering actually, again, going crushed curry, or just hope it's not going to be too much on the background. Actually, no. I think that's okay. And then pop it on a white card bag. Well, let's just trim this down to 10. Oh, Hayden's just given me the seal of approval. Isn't he kind? 10 by 14.4. There we go. So this has turned out really to be quite a quick card to do. Right, let's start sticking. So I'm going to pop this behind here first, so I get that where I want it. Quite like it around there. And we can add this to here. And pop that centered so that my actual mass blended piece is central. There we go. And then we can add our elements. I might put my glasses, my sun, and my flip flops, and then have my sentiment off here. So let's do our sentiment. The sentiments we've got in here are summer adventures, so happy together and fun in the sun. Now, I'm not sure these are going to fit for here. That's a bit big. And even if we stamp the fun in the sun and then line it up, it's going to be a little bit big, I think. Oh, I don't know. How about if we did that? I'm going to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. I do like, thank you. I do like that fun in the sun. But it won't fit on that large banner. Have I got anything else that I could put? I don't want a circle because I've got the sun. What other shapes have I got? I don't think that's big enough. I've got... No, that's even smaller than that. Might have to just change the sentiment. So we've got here the scallop blooms dies, and I've got this. Would that fit? That will fit perfectly on there, and then we can add that on there. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's too big. I think I'm going to have to change my sentiment. So we'll go for a sentiment out of something else, which that's okay. And we'll just have a nice little happy birthday out of the banner sayings. It's always a good one to have. Lots of little sentiments. Where's my happy birthday? There it is. And I'm just going to pop that on white. Got papers flying around everywhere because it's windy. Give me a piece of this. I'm not going to use the banner punch because I've got these thin strips that I can fit it onto. I'll plop it down, and then I can trim that to fit where I'd like it. Okay. Yeah, that's so much better. I'm just going to trim that so it's more or less equal either side. I just find using my mini trimmer easier for smaller pieces. I think that needs a little bit more off. Unfortunately, we don't sell these anymore, but there are similar things available. That's better. That one side was just a little bit off. Save that piece. Right, let's pop these on because I am liking how I've got those. Like that. Yeah, so I'm going... What's flying around, Hayden?
That stack on top of the box.
Oh, my accounts. Only the accounts blowing away. I'll find something to put on top. Right. Oh, you've got it. Thank you. I'll have that there.
Put your pens on top.
Thank you. That there. I'll have that leaning up there. and then that across there. I'm just gluing that so that it sticks on top of the sun. So that's raised, but then this is flat. Just hold that where it sticks. And then we'll add dimensionals on here. There we go. I'm just going to put that through the middle there. Fab. Oops. I will pop the lid on the glue because it does have a tendency to dry out rather quickly in this heat. Right, I'm just going to add some little splashes of Azure Afternoon just along here. Now I'm using a Stampin' Right marker, which obviously we don't have carry these anymore, but if you've got them, use them. So you could use your blend, but I'll just use this to add a little bit of splash, like water splashes. There we go, liking that. Card base, we'll go for basic white. I think it'll look nice on white, brighten it up. Just use my trimmer side to help me line that up. Yeah, nice on the white. I am trying to make more effort using coloured cardstock, but sometimes you need the white. Goodbye. Sorry?
It's finished doing that now. I've got 20 minutes of it doing something on its own.
Oh, okay. See you after. His phone's finished transferring everything from one phone to the other, and like 20 minutes for him to organise it all and put it right. Not happy. Right, crushed curry, Calypso Coral, or Azure Afternoon, or something. Oh, I have Calypso Coral. Let's see what others we've got, just in case there's anything we think better. Or we could use orange is a bit bright. Right, yeah. We'll go for Calypso Coral. These are Pearls of Beauty. In fact, I'm wondering about white. I quite like white. A nice white on here with a small one. Yeah. And then do we want another small one? Yeah. There we go. Really like that. Quite simple, but got a bit of a technique involved. Let's pop that away. Done that, and then we'll just do our inside, where I'm just going to stamp very simple. Pop that away. Oh, actually, we've got this, haven't we? So I can trim that and add that on. Yes, I'm going to trim that down to, if I do it 1.5, and that will give me another one that's 1. Thank you. The thinner one. I'll go with, that's 1 centimetre. Right, just add that on there. Now, because it's already trimmed, it is a bit shorter, so I'm going to make sure I've got a border the same equal on 3 sides. And that's okay with it not going all the way to the top then. Right, glue that on inside of our card. Just got a little bit of glue there that's poked out. Run a piece of card along there and get rid of that. And there we go. That's our first card. Love that. All right, for our second card, I'm going to, let's pop that away. Just give these a quick clean. We're ready to go again. Okay. I can pop my happy birthday away. I haven't got too much lying around on my desk. Right, so let's pop that out of the way. Let's grab a piece of, what about if we use some paper? What paper have I got here? Okay. I'm just looking for something a bit summery. Oh, haven't used this yet. So what paper we've got in here? Berries, blue, lines, nice checked, a plaid. Oh, could have a bit of a plaid. Yeah, let's go for that. I like that. It's totally different blue. It's Misty Moonlight, but that's okay. And then we can pair that with whatever we want. I have a nice simple card again. In fact, I've got part of a full fold base here. So let's use that, which is a standard card base. Very simple fun fold. Nice, easy Z fold card. There we go. But we need to use up those bits that we've got. So that is, what inches? 5 exactly. So we can cut a piece of this. That is 4.5. Straight the way up, because it's easy. By 14.4. I'm going to add that on here. Oh, I like that as well. Ladybirds. Add that on there. Okay, I think this card is not the right size. No, it's 14.2. So I'd cut it wrong. So what I'm going to do, so that I haven't got to get everywhere gluey and horrible and mank, is take it right to the bottom and just have a gap either side. There we go, and then I can trim it off here. That's probably why I've got this card base laying around, because it's an odd size. But that's okay, we can work with that. Go into the sticky. Right, And then I think we want something on the inside. What paper can we put with it? Or should I do the blue again? It's done. Oh, good. Got the blue that we could do again. What else we thinking? Or we can go for something different and go for a flower. Or a plainer. I quite like the plainer actually. Go with those colours. Keep it with the Misty Moonlight. I think it's nice to mix papers from different sets with the stamps. Go for the lighter corner there. So it is going to be 10 wide. And then it's 14.2, wasn't it? And I am going to do that the same. So it's meets top and bottom. Again. Okay, so that needs trimming. 9.5. It is an odd size card. It might actually be one that's American sized. No, that's weird. Something I'd cut totally wrong somewhere. Right, let's have a look at that. It's gorgeous. I brought this with the stickers to do a scrapbook page with, and I've never got round to doing it. Need to do that. There we go. That's nice. I like the blue on blue. Right, what colours can we go with Misty Moonlight? Shall we bring the colour coach in? I can reach over and grab it. I've got my colour coach. And then let's find Misty Moonlight. So we can go Lost Lagoon Secret Sea, which I think is a little bit dark. Fresh Freesia and Balmy Blue. Let's go for those. I'll pop these away. Bring in Misty Moonlight, Fresh Freesia and Balmy Blue. Again, not colours I would pick to put together, but when you see them, they look nice. So I want a Balmy Blue piece on the front, and we'll go circle. Why not? Keeping it simple. I think we'll go larger. And the largest of the stylish shapes. I'll grab a piece of basic whites. There we go. But that won't go through there, will it? Oh, I'll just do this off camera. Through. Okay. Over there. Keeping things tidy-ish. She says ish. But no, we're not bad at all. Those can go out the way. Right. So I was going to do that in Balmy Blue, wasn't I? Never mind. We will grab our blending brush. We shall clean it off a little bit so that I haven't got lots of Azure Afternoon. And we'll grab our Balmy Blue. Don't want to mask it. Should we mask it a little bit? Somewhere that's got quite a bit of detail because it's a small. Oops, put my finger in it. Now I'm not going to go right to the edge, which is why I'm just doing it on my desk. There we go. That's plenty. That just gives us a little bit of Balmy Blue on there, which will be hidden anyway. So we'll glue half of that. On here. Get that centered left to right, slightly towards the top. Right, then we can stamp and die cut some pieces. And I think we will go for a nice flower, a camera, and flower, camera. Could go sunglasses again, couldn't we? Yeah, I think that'd be nice. Flower, camera, sunglasses, very summery again. So again, I'm going to do my sunglasses in black and colour them. I've got another piece and then I might fit both of those on there. Waste not, want not. Those will fit there. Nice. Then let's get rid of that. That's been cleaned. We'll have our flower. I'm going to do the flower in Fresh Freesia. And I will add colour in Fresh Freesia to it as well. Beautiful. And then our camera. Knocking my plates off. Our camera, we will do, the glasses can be on blue. I think we'll do the camera in black and then colour in as well. Sometimes that works better. Right. So, Balmy Blue. I'm going to go for the sunglasses. Again, I'm just going to do the centres darker. And I'll go dark on those and just there. Not that there's any rule to that, that's where they would be darker. This seems just as dark, to be honest. Not sure that's created any shading at all. But we won't worry. Maybe that end will be lighter. Yeah. Can blend a bit with that. Just by going in and doing some flicks will help. There we go. It's a bit better. And then we want, for our camera, we'll go Misty Moonlight. Just test because that's quite dark. I'm just going to go dark on some areas around bits that I know stick out. Not paying much attention really. I'll do that dark. Most of it is just basic colouring. Do that light. That, see, that's meant to be light, but that's actually darker. And that's even darker. Oh my life. I'm going to go over that. Keeping it quite simple. And then just going to bring in a smoky slate. Just put around this. Colouring in there because it wouldn't be white. There we go. Happy with that. And then fresh Freesia, I'm just going to come in with the light and not actually colour it in, but just add colour to it. So that the petals are coloured. That'll just break up the blues. What's that come out a bit darker? Yeah. And because the light comes out a bit darker, I'll just add that in the middle. There we go. Happy with that. And let's die cut these out. Come on. Can't pick it up. It's always handy to have a little bit of extra card just to test your blends. Over time, they do change as they run out of ink, as they run out of alcohol in them. You might need to top them up. It's not something that they advertise you can do, but when mine have dried out, I have added alcohol to them. Only when it is dried up and the only other option is to throw it away. Why not have a go and see if adding a little bit of alcohol will prolong the life a little bit. Right, let's do this one. Right, so, and then our final one, which I think is that way. Nope. The way, nope. There. Oh, come on. There we go. That's it. Put that on there. Run that through. Come in the bin. We'll move that out of the way. And we've got our images. Don't overstick, and I'll just pop those on my magnet so that I don't lose them. It's got to be one of the best things I ever purchased. That is my little magnet stand. Again, thanks to Sarah at Kiss Creative. Right, So we've got our camera, our glasses. So you don't see a lot of that background, but it just adds that little bit. And then I think I am going to have a fun in the sun on this one. And we will do, if I grab, trying to think, could have a nice little circle there, another circle. In fresh Freesia. On white, maybe. That one's too and then emboss it. I think my circles are going to be the wrong. Yeah, because that's going to be too big, but that's the one I need.
I like to leave this stuff in here while I eat them.
Yes, Hayden, that's fine. Yeah, no, that's not right. So let's find something. I'm going to fussy cut it. So let's grab a piece of fresh Freesia. There we go. And we'll... You've got a little magnetic track. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, this is just a stand that stands and just chuck them on it. But yeah, it's having something, isn't it? So that they don't end up here, there and everywhere. But you don't always want to put them away every single time. I like to keep them out when I'm using them, but don't want to ruin them or lose them. So yeah, just having something, especially magnetic, to put them in. Right, so because we're heat embossing, we'll run our embossing buddy over it to get rid of any static or grease that will allow the embossing powder to stick where we don't want it. We're going to use our Versamark, which is a sticky ink, to stamp that in. Then we've got our embossing powder. I need a piece of paper or this piece of card. I've just got an old piece of card that I reuse over and over, making sure if I've used a dark colour, there's none left. I'll just shake that over, tap off the excess, tap that down, tip it back in. Now these little pots of embossing powder will last years. I mean, obviously, if you're doing excessive amounts of embossing, big things. Hello, Jill. Lovely to see you. Thank you for joining. Right, just need to unplug my phone and plug in my heat tool. And we shall heat this up. Now, I always used to say, doesn't matter where you heat it from. And it doesn't, really. And I always used to heat from the top. But I have found that I get more so on words, but also on others, detailed things, a better image wording if I do it from behind. So yeah, I now do it from behind. Right, let's fussy cut this. That can go in the bin. I'll keep that bit because that can have something else done. Thank you. Right, let's just fussy cut this. Just a wiggly line along there, in and out with the letters. I'll go round and again, in and out with the letters, following it round for the F. Now, if you don't want to fussy cut it exactly like in and out, so intricate. I mean, mine isn't very intricate. You could go a lot more than this. A tip that was shown recently is if you stamp your image, whatever you're going to do with your image, then get your stamp and pop it down on top and draw around the stamp, then you get a good line to follow for fussy cutting. Fun in the sun. No, that needs to go that way. So that's there. And then our camera up there. Right, let's pop all that on. That's going to be on dimensionals. I'm just popping to there. You agree, Jill? Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Always done it the other way. And now I've found doing it that way better. Pop our little flower underneath there. And then we'll pop our camera behind that. Another tip is when I'm gluing things on and layering things and tucking things in, I tend to just keep my glue towards the centre so that I can tuck things under. Otherwise, if you put it around the edge, you can't tuck. And then we can have that on top. But what I am going to do is grab my wing Castella. I think this needs to stand out. Let me just see what it'll look like. How much it changes the colour. I was thinking of winking it, but maybe not. You're going to see. That might be all right once it's dried. Let's go for it. So it's overlapped. It goes darker. But once it's proper dried, it might be okay. If when it's proper dried I don't like it, I shall take it off and redo it. I just thought it'd be nice to have some sparkle. I'm not a major sparkle lover, but there are times when, you know, you need some sparkle. Right. I'll just pop that on there. Like so. And then let's grab some bling. I think for this one, we're good to go with silver. And that'll be a good colour. I have got the adhesive backed metallic, but I think which would look better, in my opinion, is just standard basic rhinestones. So let's pop a few of these around. I am just going to go with small. No, not liking that one there, but I wanted one up there. You know, when you try to do something quickly, that's better. Yeah. Put those away. That one there. And then I'm going to die cut another circle, I think. for you to write on. I'll cut another one of these over here. So it's hard to write on dark blue, isn't it? Just grab another circle, exactly the same size as our other. My tummy's rumbling, I do apologise. Right, so I'm just going to add some glue on the back of there. And then I'm going to hold that behind there and close it. And then that lines up more or less perfectly. I'm not saying it is perfect. Okay, and that'll give you just a little area to write on. I'm going to grab my fresh Freesia. And the little tiny flower stamp. And just put some little stamps there. Just so it's got a little bit of decoration. And that is it. Just clear the decks a little bit. Over that, over that. So I'll just use my bone folder on them again. There we go, a bit better. So our first card was this one, which we followed our sketch and we used that colour combo. And then our second card, we used a piece of leftover cardstock that we had and that colour combo. So two very different cards using the same products. But yeah, just goes to show how different you can make things look. And they're both fairly simple cards. But yeah, pleased with those. Right, let's switch over our camera. Hello again. Yeah, thank you very much for joining me today. Thank you, Cheryl. Do remember to go and check out online shop. We've had lots of new things drop. Yesterday we got new kits and we've got new online exclusives. I believe there's a new craft class available, so do go and check that out. Also go and check out my YouTube channel where all my lives are uploaded onto YouTube. So if ever you missed any or you want some more inspiration, go and check that out. Thank you, everybody. You're very kind. Yes, I'm pleased with those too. I like those. Right, I'm going to go and get some lunch. And then I shall be back this evening at 7:30, where we'll be creating the scrapbook page. So if you're about, do join me and I will see you all then. Have a lovely week, everybody. See you soon. Bye.